Hi, I'm Tiffany Domino. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my website is howtoentrepreneur.org, and if you stop by there, I have free courses on starting and growing a business and free training and websites to help you to start getting leads regularly to your business from online. Today, I'll be doing a review for you of the Tailwind app. So the Tailwind app is a tool that many people are using to get lots and lots of traffic from Pinterest. And I first noticed the tool a couple years back when I was doing research online, and I came across this couple here from createandgo.co. I'll leave their information in the description box below, but they have a course called Pinterest Avalanche, and I actually didn't take their course, but they were the first ones that introduced me to the power of Pinterest and how people are using it to get lots of traffic. So I wanted to give them credit for that. But there's also another person who I ran into shortly after that, and of course I do my due diligence, so I was using a tool called Spyfu, and I'll leave that information in the description box as well. And you can kind of spy on your competitors, and the screen looks something like this, and it'll show different websites, and you can see how their growth was either exponential or not so much. But in this case, there was this guy named Paul Scribbs, and he seems to have exponential growth on several websites that he manages. So if you look here, this website, it looks like he started it somewhere between October and February. And then look at how fast it grew. And this is all within a year. It went from no real action up to 101,000 SEO clicks, $101,000 in value of SEO clicks, sorry. And the website has a ranking history of 1 year and 8 months. So that is really incredible, because most websites, it takes about 2 years for them to really get off the ground, and $101,000 in value from SEO clicks is really, really interesting. And when I was using this tool, Spyfu, I could see that he's ranking for 1,699 keywords, 1,699 keywords, and I'm like, man, his site is so young and it's ranking for all of those keywords. He must be really doing his stuff right. And then I looked at a second of his sites, and it was very similar, 33.5K in SEO click value. And then you can see this site is also 2 years ago. So I'm like, he was working on this site and having that type of results. And then I looked at a third site that he had, and look at here. This site is 2 years old too. And he had nearly 200,000 in SEO click value. So I'm like, combined, he took a URL that's like $13.99 or $15.99. He took that times 3 and was able to turn that into all of this value. And so I signed up for his course, of course. And his program is called Dare to Conquer, and I'll leave the information for that in the description box below. But he has a very in-depth course on Pinterest that I'm showing you right now. And it goes over all kinds of things about the ups and downs of Pinterest, your niche, and the power of Pinterest and SEO and Pinterest followers. And then it also talks about Tailwind. So when I ran into Paul Scribbs, I had heard from this couple over at Create and Go, you see they're high earners as bloggers, and they get lots of traffic and results online. And then he was saying the same thing. And then I'm also a part of another blogging community called Wealthy Affiliate. And so at Wealthy Affiliate, there's also bloggers that are very successful. One in particular is this lady here named Lynn, and she has lots of courses on Pinterest, and she says it's a huge driver for traffic for her as well. And all of these people are talking about free traffic, not paid traffic. And so I decided to really look into Pinterest for myself and to look into the Tailwind app, since all of these people who are getting these massive results are all using the Tailwind app. So that's another reason why I've come here to do this review for you, so that you can use the power of Pinterest and the Tailwind app for yourself as well, and you can see the benefits of using the Tailwind app and how it works. So what I plan to do in this video is not just to tell you my opinion, but to also give you a walkthrough and a tour of the Tailwind app so that you can really observe for yourself how it works and decide if it's a good decision for you. For me, I decided for How to Entrepreneur that I would go all in on the Tailwind app. So I have the highest package, and I'll show you what that is later. I mean, the package underneath the enterprise, because right now I am not an enterprise sized company, but as far as for a solopreneur, for a smaller business, I have the largest package, and it's somewhere, it's relatively affordable. So, um, just as some background on Tailwind, Tailwind was considered an accidental startup. In fact, they originally tried to find brides to be on Pinterest to help plan their weddings. And the funny thing is, they started to get sophisticated with their analytics and reporting until people started asking them how they could get access to similar data. So originally, they were trying to help women to plan their weddings, and then they started getting so involved with the data and the analytics that they created an app, and it pivoted and turned into Tailwind. So that's a really funny startup, and how they were so flexible. And it's also a testament for us and an inspiration for us that if we're doing something, we don't have to stay stuck in the mold. We can pivot a little bit, um, and that could possibly be a huge driver in success. Now, Tailwind, as a result of them being flexible and pivoting and offering their analytics and reporting data to more people, they are currently used by more than 200,000 of the world's leading brands and 400 agencies. So it's not a tool that's used by a small population. I'm sure it could use a lot more growth, because there's a lot of people who are, don't understand Pinterest yet and aren't using it. So that's another reason why I'm doing this video, because there's more people that Pinterest could be good for, but there's a lot of people who don't know how to use it. And so I wanted to just introduce like the Tailwind app and how it works and things like that in this video. So let's keep going. So the Tailwind app offers Pinterest automated scheduling, Pinterest Tribes for marketing collaborations, Pinterest analytics, and recently they've also added Instagram scheduling, and they're adding a lot more sophistication onto that as well. So the Tailwind app gives you the ability to schedule all of your Pinterest pinning. It offers you suggested times for posting your pins based on other blogs in your niche. And when you first start out, it's giving you the suggestions based off of other blogs, but as you start to pin yourself, then it'll give you suggestions based off of your audience and the high engagement days and times. So let me take you to look at that really quick so you can see what that's like. So let's look at my publisher, and so you can kind of see what that's like. Now, I still have a lot of improvement to do on Pinterest and on even practicing with it and getting better with it, but I have taken several courses to get better with it. It really does take time to learn and to adapt to, but either way, if you can drive, even if you can drive traffic on your Pinterest profile, um, and drive traffic to your website for free, the way that a lot of these people are driving traffic to their websites, then I definitely suggest that you would take a look at it. So let me see. Let me go and show you around, and you'll see from the way that I go through here that I need to do more practice, but um, I want to really show you how this works. So let's see. Let's go to my weekly sketch summary. Uh, now we have, no, I think it's in the publisher. So let's go to my schedule. Okay, so here goes my schedule. And as you can see, I was being super ambitious with my schedule, and I wanted to pin 33 times a day because I had done a lot of reading about other people who are really successful on Pinterest. And one of the main drivers of their success, and you'll find this on any platform, is that um, content curation. So the people who are really successful on Pinterest, a lot of them are curating a lot of content onto Pinterest, and that's the movement and the constant pinning and continually adding value onto the platform and building trust with people and introducing more and more people to good content on Pinterest. Then you'll start to get more people following you because you constantly are distributing good ideas and good content on Pinterest, and your followers will grow. And then there's a secondary benefit to Pinterest as well, and that's because it's a search engine. So when people go onto Pinterest, a lot of times they are just, typing in how to, let's say, start a business. Um, so they'll type in things like that, and as you can see, it'll populate some results, and then it'll give you pins and ideas. But the reason is because it's a search engine. So a lot of people use it as a search engine, and that's one major differentiator of Pinterest in comparison to other social media platforms. Because for platforms like Facebook, the majority of the interaction and engagement is based off of your social circle. So it's kind of difficult to break into new social circles if that's what you need in order to make your business successful and thrive. But with Google, with Pinterest, with YouTube, and those platforms that are search engines, people are looking for specific ideas, answers, and solutions. And so when they type in the search engine and you have the content that answers their question, you can meet many new people just from having common interests, just from having solutions to their questions. And so that's one of the big major reasons why a lot of people are using Pinterest, because they like, especially content creators, they like the ability to break into new circles rather than trying to go the social circle way. Because with social circles, you're expecting your friends, your family to spread the word, and sometimes it just doesn't naturally happen like that. And if it does, it doesn't happen very fast. So a lot of the bloggers who are seeing massive growth with their businesses online are leveraging these search algorithms and the ability to meet new people, based on having solutions and ideas that they're interested in. So going back to the Tailwind app, and so you could see how the scheduling, how it will show you, like for example, these times here, I don't currently pin during these times, but it will continue to suggest additional time slots. And if you continue to add them, then it will, when you go and schedule pins, it'll schedule the pins in these time slots that you have open. So for me, I think 30, pins a day is more than enough for me. So I don't need any additional, you know, scheduling on Pinterest. And at this point, I'm really spending 5 hours or less per week on Pinterest pinning. But some people spend much more time than that to make sure that they have lots of content to go out and to make sure they're interacting in the tribes, which I'll show you in a few, and make sure they're joining groups and things like that. So really, you could spend a lot of time on Pinterest if you wanted to. And from what I see, some people are having some types of returns from doing that. For me, I haven't seen like um, I haven't seen as much of a return on Pinterest in comparison to Google SEO or YouTube. So, but that's my preference. So I don't spend as much time on Pinterest as I do currently on YouTube or on Google. And so my Pinterest performance definitely reflects that. But let's go back to some of the other features of Pinterest or Tailwind. So for Tailwind, they have Pinterest Tribes for collaboration. And basically, the Pinterest Tribe, that may be one of the best parts about Tailwind because of the exponential results that you can get from it. With the Tailwind Tribes, other Tailwind users load their content and exchange shares of Pinterest content. And so one of the I can't say for sure, but I can definitely see that Pinterest shares influences the algorithms on Pinterest, and Pinterest popularity and Pinterest SEO also affects Google SEO, because if you let's see if we can find a search that will come up as let's see, as a Pinterest search. So if you do a search, let's say cooking recipes, and see what comes up. I don't see it there, but let's look at a different one. Let's try um, images, maybe. Okay, let's try craft ideas. Okay, so this is one example, but Pinterest ranks for a lot of keywords. And so if you look here, there are many different search results that'll come up like this. And Pinterest ranks for keywords like craft ideas. So maybe you might be having a hard time ranking for that in Google, but maybe because of the less saturation of Pinterest, you can rank for craft ideas on Pinterest. And as a result, when Pinterest ranks for 4,707 best craft ideas, then you can come up at the top. And that can be a huge driver of traffic, because another thing to note is that with Pinterest, it's very easy to get referral traffic because they have these buttons here. So this button will take me to the person's website, And so it makes it really easy for Pinterest users who are looking for these craft ideas that are on someone's website to leave Pinterest and go to the website. But that's a part of the reason why people come to Pinterest is for these ideas. And that's a part of the reason why content creators really love Pinterest, because Pinterest is also generous to content creators um, by way of sending traffic out. And they're really good about sending organic traffic out. So, and other platforms like Facebook or Instagram aren't as good as sending referral traffic from their platforms. So let's go back. The tribes, I'll show you what that looks like. So the tribes are here, and basically you can join tribes based off of niche. So you can just simply go to, okay, I'm not going to do that right now, but you can simply go to find a tribe, and depending on which plan you have with Tailwind, then it'll show you, um, it'll show you you'll be able to join more or less tribes is what I'm trying to say, sorry. So as you can see, there's tribes in lifestyle, health and fitness, kids and parenting, home decor. There's quite a few niches here. And then you can pick different topics like this. So let's say, for example, we're in entrepreneurs. So let's say you are looking for tribes that are for entrepreneurs, and Pinterest will load quite a few of them. So there's lots of tribes um, for entrepreneurs. There's also, like, let's say you want tribes on blogging, and there's lots of tribes like that as well. And so basically you want to get in tribes where your content would be relevant to their audiences. Um, so, for example, if you're a blogger and your content is about blogging, then you'll want to get in tribes where there's gonna be other bloggers who their audiences would be interested in content about blogging. But you don't want to be the person who gets into cooking tribes and then you're putting content about cats or something like that, because it won't be relevant to the people there, and so they won't share it. Um, but if you use the tribes correctly, then you can definitely get lots of shares. Um, but again, the key to getting lots of shares in Pinterest and in the tribes is to share content that's highly relevant to their audience, content that the people within the tribe would look at and say, oh, my audience would love this. Let me share it. So you definitely have to be thinking about not just the content that you've created and the excitement that you have about wanting to share it with other people. You have to be thinking about the other people that are in the tribe and the protective nature that they should have with sharing things with their audience, their brands, and how your content can help build their brand, and also thinking about the audiences of those people in the tribe and whether or not your content will solve problems for their audiences. So when you have all of those metrics in line, you'll definitely find that Tailwind Tribes will be very powerful for you. Um, so Pinterest has a great demographic. The people average 50,000 plus in annual income. They come to Pinterest for ideas and they're statistically action takers. So a lot of people who are interacting on Pinterest and sharing ideas and things like that, they are buyers. They're typically the Tailwind users and the Tailwind tribe mates are also people who are knowledgeable about using Pinterest for the most part. That's why they're at Tailwind, and they're fairly invested in their business. They're purchasing tools that they need, and so you can find a lot of high quality people to collaborate with in the tribes. And so you might be sharing content and also um, getting access to new audiences and it's a really cool benefit. Um, So depending on which tribes you get in, they have a rating system kind of where you can see, like when I was at Find Tribes, so you can see how active each tribe is, and you'll also be able to test out the tribes because you really don't want to spend a lot of time and get a low return from your time. So you really want to be involved in tribes that, like I said, that your content would do well in. Otherwise, you'll get a low return on your time. You won't get lots of shares, and it'll just take you time to pin stuff in there and not to get results. So, yeah, but um, let's again go to Entrepreneur and check out the tribes, and you'll see how Tailwind gives you information about the activity levels of these tribes. But, don't put it past them that maybe they just don't have enough good content yet, and maybe you could be influential in the tribes regardless of this activity level. It's something to, of course, keep in mind, but yeah. Okay, so as you can see here, I was able to get a lot of great results in my first month using Tailwind Tribes. Um, and so you can see these analytics here. And as I said, I spend probably 5 hours or less, and I know, I mean, it's been at least a month since I spent even that on Tailwind or on Pinterest at all. So, but I do want to show you the results that I've been able to get with that small amount of time, and I think that I can tell that I am getting reach in new audiences, and collectively, last year I was able to get more than 4,000 users to my website from Pinterest as a result of, a small amount of time that I was spending there. So I think it's definitely not something that you want to look over, but you can see I submitted quite a few pins, and I had 798 reshares. I had 104 repins and 3.6 million in reach. Now, could I do better than that? Probably so, but I don't think that's bad at all, especially for the amount of time that I invested. And when you look at, I've done, ads, paid ads, and things like that, and didn't get this type of reach when I paid for it. So I think that um, before you consider, going the paid route, maybe Tailwind might be something good to look into. Um, so uh, as far as Pinterest analytics, so I showed you the analytics that I'm having from the tribes, but the pros and cons. The pros of Tailwind versus automation is definitely you save lots of time, lots and lots of time, because you can automate the pinning instead of to manually have to do it. Now, some people choose to do both because they believe that manual pinning positively influences the Pinterest algorithms, but that's your choice after you've decided to use Tailwind. You can curate high quality content from the tribes. I've been able to get great content in the tribes. There's some real high quality people in the tribes that I've joined, and so that's another thing. It makes it easier to find high quality content that is on Pinterest. The collaborations within the tribes helps you to massively grow your reach. You can network and message within the tribes. Tailwind gives you insight about the best times for post engagement. They give you daily or weekly updates about your growth on Pinterest. They're adding new updates and have great features in beta. It's very reasonably priced in comparison to other traffic generation methods like PPC or other advertising. It's effective, and there's lots of proof to show that people are getting massive results from using Pinterest and Tailwind to grow their audiences. Remember the results I showed you at the beginning, going from 0 to 101,000 in SEO click value, and of course, and he's taking that traffic and monetizing it and earning more than 70,000 a month. So some people are using this free traffic and monetizing it and getting a lot of great results. Now, I will admit that most of the people who are using Pinterest are also using SEO, so they have to do the same practices, keyword research, and doing their meta descriptions and things like that. That if you are familiar with, I highly suggest you taking a look at my #1 recommended training, and I'll show you more about that in a little bit. But another of the cons is that it takes time on Pinterest to curate good content, and using Tailwind does take time. And then the final thing is, of course, it costs. Now, in the link in the description box below, I'll leave a link where you can get a free trial, a 1 month free trial. And so you can use that 1 month discount towards an annual membership or however you want. You can just kind of experiment with Tailwind and see if it's something that you like. But for sure, it's something that I plan to keep and to invest more time into getting better and practicing it, and maybe even with time after I feel that I've achieved what I want to with Google SEO and YouTube, then I'll probably start to invest more time with Pinterest as well. So um, now, talking about training, if some of the things that I mentioned in this video sound complex, or you want to learn more about how to do Pinterest SEO, how to use Tailwind pinning strategies that are working for people, or to ping ideas off of other people that are using Pinterest, I definitely recommend you get in communities that are using Pinterest and you get training and instruction on how to use it, because there are people who are getting millions of page views on Pinterest, and that's causing them to get lots of referral traffic to their website. And three ways that I recommend you to get the training that you need on Pinterest is #1, this training by Paul Scribbs. So for sure, I think this one is the best training on Pinterest that I've taken so far. But I do see that the Pinterest Avalanche and the other course at Wealthy Affiliate, the courses at Wealthy Affiliate on Pinterest are also evolving and growing and getting better. So, but for me, the course that I actually took and the one that I feel is definitely super valuable is this course at Dare to Conquer. Um, and I told you I would leave the information in the description box below. So as you can see, he has all kinds of information, the ups and downs of Pinterest, your niche, your content, the smart home feed, Pinterest SEO, Pinterest search, Pinterest followers, Pinterest and your brand, setting up a business account, your profile, your boards, group boards, what pins work, the anatomy. He shows you how to design them. I mean, he really has a lot of great content here on Pinterest and Tailwind. But also, I told you that this Pinterest Avalanche course is also in depth. The thing about Dare to Conquer is that when you can either get this Pinterest course separately, but the greatest value is when you buy all of his membership, because he has a lifetime membership and it includes all of these courses. And so this would be the greatest value, even in comparison to creating Go's courses in their plan, because they sell each course separately. And yes, you do get lifetime access to them, but his bulk option gives you a lot more access to good internet marketing content. for a better price. So if you look at Create and Go's Pinterest Avalanche, they talk about how they drive 10,000, 100,000 plus of free monthly visitors. And I wouldn't say it's on autopilot, but that's what they say. So you can look and see. I wanted you to see their curriculum, and you can compare the two. But like I said, if you are able to invest in both, definitely consider if you really want to master Pinterest. For me personally, I think that Paul Scribbs has enough information, and I'll show you another course that I get a lot of internet marketing training from, and they also have so much content on Pinterest that the two, between Dare to Conquer and the other one, you might have more than enough and may not even need to get into this one. But if you want to see different ways that people do Pinterest, and you want to analyze their strategy versus others, then this could work for you. So um, here goes their curriculum. They have a private support group. They have a pin checklist, and they have lots of a follower tracker to help you see the growth, that you're having, a pin scheduler, um, and then they have all of these different courses, different lessons. So this is something you can look at. But I really think that this course and Paul Scribbs' course covers a lot of the same things. So I would recommend Dare to Conquer over the Create and Go one. But again, if you want to be a master and you want to look at both, that's your choice. And this community I'm a part of, but it far surpasses just going through Pinterest. But as you can see, there's lots of training here on Pinterest, group boards, and pinning, and there's lots of training here. But this community, like, for $359 a year, or actually if you upgrade on Black Friday, it's $299 a year. It far outweighs both of the other two options that I mentioned, because you get hosting for up to 50 websites, you get a domain registration platform, you get a feedback on demand platform, a comment on demand platform, you get live events every Friday so that you can come and ask your questions. You get online entrepreneur certification. You get access to so much training, over thousands of hours. And then this keyword research tool helps you with finding keywords that are in high demand online. It can also help you with Pinterest SEO as well, because by you finding those keywords, Pinterest thrives off of that as well. So I would say my first option would probably be to look into this trading platform at Wealthy Affiliate, and then my second option would be Dare to Conquer, and then my third option would be Create and Go, if you want to learn more about Pinterest marketing. But hopefully, hopefully this review was good for you, and that you got a thorough understanding of the value of Pinterest, of the value of the Tailwind app. Hopefully the walkthrough was enough for you to see the value in that as well. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the description box below. In the comment section below. And You can also stop by howtoentrepreneur.org for the free courses and free training. I will continually be adding more things to help you to grow your business from idea to enterprise. That's my #1 goal here. So I have a lot up the pipeline that will be coming out to help you to grow your business from idea to enterprise. And when I say enterprise, I'm talking about building a business that can have 100 or more employees, if that's how far you want to take it. So definitely stop by howtoentrepreneur.org because I want to help you to fulfill that mission if that's something you feel called to do. So that's all I have for this review. And again, hopefully it was helpful for you. If it was, please give a thumbs up. And if you want to see more reviews and content like it, please subscribe to this channel. I'll be adding more reviews to help you grow your business from idea to enterprise. That's all I have. Have a great day. Bye.